Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about why men pull away. This is a question that I'll receive from women often, and will assume almost 99.9% of the time that the reason a man is pulling away has everything to do with the relationship or somehow connects back to us. When in reality, it's very natural for men to sort of pull away some at varying levels in a relationship. I'm not talking about like extreme, obviously, like packing the bags and out the door, but I'm just talking about when you're just feeling a little bit more distance and space, and it's easy to hit the panic button and assume something's wrong in the relationship. As women, it's really our tendency to internalize things with others and assume that it's related to us, that we did something and that it's somehow our fault, or we weren't considerate, or we need to be doing something better, or we're not pretty enough, or he's interested in someone else. It's like our imagination can go completely wild when in reality, if a man's pulling away some, this is just a very natural thing, but how we handle it is really critical in a relationship, right? So I want to talk about three things and three reasons really that men pull away and how we can handle ourselves when this dynamic surfaces. So number one, it's helpful in knowing that this is very natural for a man to pull away. An example would be, let's say you're dating a more ambitious guy, a very masculine energy man, and there's a problem in his life that he just doesn't know how to solve yet. So as women, when we have a problem we don't know how to solve, our instinct and our tendency is to seek out support. We'll want to call a friend, we'll want to talk to work colleagues, we'll want to talk to our guy about it. When we have something that we don't know how to fix, we love to just mull it over and connect in that way. Whereas men, when they have a problem that they don't know how to solve, they're going to turn inward and be to themselves until they find a solution. But if he's trying to find a solution and we're kind of all up in there asking like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? What do I need to know? Then we're going to really push him away, and he's going to stay away even longer. So if you're experiencing a situation where he's pulling away, the very best thing you can do is give him space, respect his time to himself to sort it through, and recognize that the faster you do that, the more you're able to just shift the focus and get it back on you and not assume that it has anything to do with you or the relationship, the faster he's going to show back up with open arms, ready to reconnect. Number two, and this isn't true always, but I find this to be, often something that's subconscious with, just the nuances with men and women, is men will test us when things are going really well. They will test us to see, what will happen when they pull back. Are we going to freak out, or are we confident and rooted enough in ourselves to be able to handle, these sort of changes and dips in relationships? And again, I don't think that men often intentionally do this, but I think it's a very subconscious behavior where a man will pull away to see what the relationship looks like when he does that. It gives him a sense of what kind of woman we are, how we value ourselves, how confident we are in ourselves, and how much of our own life is, filled up within ourselves versus the relationship. So this is a huge, one as well, to just really be focused on, okay, we notice the sort of tension, the rubber band where he's pulling back, but that's our cue to go get the focus on ourselves, take care of ourselves, do things that again nourish and nurture us, and recognize that he will start to show back up, and he will, really respect and feel like he can't wait to contribute to our happiness, because we're a woman who knows who we are. We know our value. We're not going to freak out if he does something different or if he shows up a different way. So this is a really critical piece as well. And number three is, it's not our cue to then start taking the lead and picking up his slack. This is the number one mistake that I see the most, is he will pull away, or he will get immersed in something else and we'll feel that space and distance. And so we start stepping in to pick up the slack. We start feeling like, okay, we've got to, take charge. We start coordinating the dates. We start initiating sex. We start doing everything in the relationship, and the balance gets completely thrown off, where suddenly we're in our masculine energy making everything happen, and he's in his feminine energy not really enjoying that either, because what could have just been a short bout of him needing some distance and space to replenish himself turns into a relationship dynamic that now has gotten kind of flip-flopped and needs rebalancing. So the key to that is to really recognize that urge or that compulsion to want to step in and pick up the ball, so to speak, and instead letting it just sit flat on the floor, and recognize that if he's the guy for you, he'll pick up that ball, and it's only going to feel good to us as well when he initiates, picks up that ball, and starts taking the lead in the relationship again. We'll start feeling that sense of being just deeply loved, deeply cherished, deeply adored, all of the big ticket items that we crave from a man in our life that we're connected with. So I hope that these tools and tips are helpful to your situation. For additional resources, please go to my site at jenmichellecoaching.com, and you can download my free guide there called Magnetic Sensitivity to tap into your natural essence of how to attract love effortlessly in your own life.